The movie opens with a haunting scene. Arthur Fleck, widely known as the Joker, languishes in a decrepit jail cell. He is physically weak, deprived of basic necessities like food and water, and emotionally drained. The audience is reminded of the crime that brought him here. He murdered 5 people in cold blood. However, these murders were far from ordinary. They were carried out in the iconic Joker persona, complete with clown makeup and flamboyant attire. Arthur's infamous act turned him into a symbol of rebellion for some, earning him a cult following. Many people sympathized with his plight, seeing his actions as justified retribution against the injustices he had suffered at the hands of his victims, cruel individuals who tormented him relentlessly. Despite his notoriety, society remains divided on whether Arthur is a misunderstood anti-hero or a deranged criminal. Now imprisoned for an indeterminate sentence, Arthur's fragile psyche is tested further by his isolation. His interactions with the police, who mock and belittle him, mirror the bullying and ridicule he endured before his transformation into the Joker. It becomes clear that even behind bars, Arthur remains a man at odds with the world around him. Arthur's encounter with Lee. Arthur's monotonous life takes a dramatic turn when he spots a mysterious woman named Lee during a brief moment outside the prison. Their eyes meet, and an unspoken connection is forged. Lee, however, is no ordinary onlooker. She is also a prisoner, incarcerated for burning down her building in a fit of rage, an act that claimed her mother's life. The pair's bond deepens during subsequent encounters, particularly in the prison's music room. Arthur's laughter, an uncontrollable response to his psychological condition, initially amuses Lee. She, in turn, shares her dark past, eliciting laughter from Arthur, a testament to his peculiar way of processing emotion. Over time, their shared experiences of alienation and trauma bring them closer, and they begin to develop a complex, romantic relationship. Lee proposes they escape the confines of the prison together, but Arthur hesitates, fearing the consequences. His refusal momentarily strains their bond, but Lee's fiery personality reignites their connection in an unexpected way. During a theater performance, she sets the stage ablaze, prompting mass panic. As the flames rage, Arthur and Lee remain behind, professing their love amidst the chaos. The Joker returns. The aftermath of the fire cements Arthur and Lee's bond, with Lee sneaking into Arthur's cell to spend time with him. During one of their clandestine meetings, she encourages Arthur to don his Joker makeup once more. For a brief moment, Arthur reclaims his infamous persona, finding solace in the laughter and chaos that the Joker represents. Meanwhile, Arthur's lawyer seeks to use his fame to garner public sympathy. Reporters are brought in to interview Arthur under the guise of assessing his mental health, but the questions dredge up painful memories of his abusive past. Despite his initial resistance, Arthur complies, hoping to prove his sanity and secure his release. However, the interviews push him to his emotional limits, reinforcing the precarious balance between Arthur Fleck and the Joker. Betrayal and revelation. Arthur's growing attachment to Lee faces a shocking revelation when his lawyer exposes her lies. Contrary to her claims of parental loss, Lee's parents are alive and well, and her imprisonment was a deliberate ploy to get close to Arthur. While Lee confesses her deception, she insists her actions were driven by love and her desire to free Arthur so they could build a life together. Arthur's initial anger gives way to acceptance, as he realizes that Lee's devotion mirrors the loyalty of his fan base. Their relationship deepens further, with Lee vowing to help Arthur regain his freedom. The courtroom drama. The film's climax unfolds in the courtroom, where Arthur represents himself, fully embracing his Joker persona. Dressed in his iconic attire, he argues that his actions were a product of the torment he endured, claiming that society and its failures are as much to blame as he is. Witnesses, including his former neighbor, testify to his troubled past and the abusive conditions that fueled his transformation. Despite his impassioned defense, the prosecutor paints a damning picture of Arthur as a cold-blooded killer. The judge, torn between the arguments, postpones the final verdict. Outside the courthouse, a crowd of Joker supporters rallies for his release, underscoring the polarizing nature of his character. Lee's disillusionment. As the trial progresses, Arthur's mental state deteriorates. Confronted with the weight of his actions, he shocks everyone by confessing his guilt and expressing remorse. This unexpected admission shatters Lee's perception of Arthur. She had fallen in love with the fearless, anarchic Joker, not the remorseful man before her. Devastated, Lee reveals she is pregnant but refuses to raise her child with someone she deems a coward. Her departure leaves Arthur heartbroken and vulnerable. The explosive finale. Arthur's confession sets the stage for a tragic conclusion. Back in jail, he becomes the target of a brutal attack by a fellow inmate, leaving him gravely injured. Meanwhile, Lee, now disillusioned, watches from afar as Arthur's world crumbles. The courtroom becomes a site of chaos when an explosion erupts during a hearing, killing and injuring many. Arthur, caught in the devastation, escapes with the help of a loyal fan. However, his brief taste of freedom ends abruptly when he encounters Lee, who rejects his pleas to reconcile. In a poignant final scene, Arthur is recaptured and returned to prison. His once vibrant persona seems extinguished, replaced by a broken man. As the film closes, Arthur is attacked once more, this time fatally. The screen fades to black, leaving audiences to question whether the Joker's legacy will inspire more chaos or fade into obscurity. Final thoughts. Joker, Folie masterfully builds upon the foundation laid by its predecessor, delving deeper into the psyche of Arthur Fleck and the societal forces that shaped him. Through its layered storytelling and complex characters, the film offers a searing critique of modern society while exploring timeless themes of identity, love, and the search for meaning. In the end, the Joker's laughter serves as both a haunting echo of Arthur's pain and a defiant declaration against the world that made him. Whether dead or alive, his legacy lives on, a chilling reminder of the thin line between hero and villain, victim and perpetrator. If you enjoy watching this video, then subscribe to Angel Recaps for the latest movies explanation.